What is up, everybody? Welcome on into Alarm Fantasy Football, the Friday edition, right? Every other day of the week, we got stuff going on. We got metrics and waivers and trades and start sits. Friday, let's not pretend like this isn't what it is. This is the time I get to bring my friends on and talk a little bit of ball, talk about this stuff we love. And today I got my guy here, absolute legend in this arena. Probably the greatest fantasy football tweeter of all time. I know he's got folks like Chuck Bass and that Pink Panther dude at his heels these days, but the best of the best of the best, man, Mr. Ian Hartitz. What's up, brother? How we doing today?
You're so kind, Coop. Great to be here. It's a great day to be great. That Pink Panther dude is hilarious. You're not wrong there. It's a Chargers fan, right?
He is a Chargers fan, dude. I think he is out there, man. It's guys like him and Chuck saying completely ridiculous stuff that protect us from it's like that meme where all the arrows are coming down. That allows us to say some stuff that's kind of borderline, so.
I've messaged Chuck before, and I've been like, I can't say this, but I think you can, and it'd probably be pretty hilarious if you do.
Dude, I do that all the time. Dim stuff all the time like that, dude.
Does Chuck actually not have a personality, and it's just every single fantasy analyst messaging him funny shit that we're mad we can't say?
That could be the case, dude, because he is.
I confirm Chuck actually does have a very hilarious personality.
Yeah, Chuck rules, dude. You know who else rules? The Fantasy Alarm family hanging out in the chat today. Thank you guys for popping in. What's up, dude? And look at that, Chris Henry Jr. We were just talking about that before the show.
Baby.
Landed him, dude. They landed him. Let's go.
6'6", man. He was committed for like over a year or two, and then like Brian Hartline left to South Florida. So had to get his ducks in order though. Apparently, Ryan Day called him though, like last night, and was just like, "Hey, man, Ohio State's had 11 first-round wide receivers, and Oregon's had 0. Just so you know." It's like, oh, Ryan.
Yeah, boom, shakalaka, dude, bang. I mean,
Oregon's like, you want to see these Troy Franklin air yard stats, man? Come on.
That's the thing is that, like, you want to root for Brian Hartline. Like, you're going to root for him, but, man, he was, like, the ultimate wide receiver coach gem, dude, just the pipeline. So I'm sure you guys will keep it rocking. I'm sure he'll be able to recruit some folks there, too, so. Should be good, man. Should be good. Yeah,
it's kind of wild though, just thinking about it. Like, again, maybe it's been his dream to be a head coach, and he's just following that. So good for him and everything. But man, OC at Ohio State, dude, like you just getting one 5-star wide receiver after another. I feel like it's a pretty good gig, man. I don't know if I'd be trying to run.
That's the thing, man. I mean, here's the thing though. He's already got like that wide receiver stamp. Like he's gold plated, so he might as well go try it out because no matter what happens, people are gonna, he can always fall right back into that. So wish him well, dude. And I'm sure if he does fall back into it, he'll fall back where he belongs at Ohio State. So there you go. Here's what we're gonna do today, folks. If you're new to the Friday show, we make an FFPC lineup. There's all sorts of stuff out there doing the sites with salaries and sites with drafts. None of that at FFPC. What you get to do over there is you can start anyone you want in your lineup as long as you don't play 2 players from the same team, which I kind of like because you don't get crushed by like the Joe Burrow Chase stack and you have to have it. Like it's a little more free that way. So if you folks want to get set up over there, use promo code ALARM over at myffpc.com. They'll give you $25 when you deposit 35 or more, or you can just go ahead and hit this QR code that's conveniently on the screen right now. Look at that. Production value, folks. So hit that QR code. And here's a little hint. The contests that we play, the weekly ones and the playoff ones, they cost $35. So if you deposit 45, that'll give you 25 plus 45 equals 72 entries. All right. I did the math in advance. Pen and paper over here on the side. I double checked it, Ian. Does that sound right?
Chat GPT agrees.
Chat GPT
can't do anything in our head.
GPT said you deposit 47 and we rounded down to make sure we got that right. So here we go.
It's funny how like the one thing that Chat GPT, like you ask it sports stats and stuff, and it actually messes those up like consistently. Like you would think that'd be one of the first things they could figure out actually pretty accurately.
Dude, it's not even close. And I do ask it every once in a while. I pop in just to see, and it's insanity, bro. Yesterday, I asked it. I was messing around. I was like, "Who covers the tight end for the Titans?" And it said Kevin Byard. I was like, "He hasn't been on Titans in like 2 years."
Have you seen the summer brain thing? That's pretty good.
I've clicked on it, but then I never like went to the next page. It doesn't
I
work.
just used it for like like what percentage of man coverage do the teams run? It can kind of give me stuff like that. But for any sort of intricate kind of questions, I'm with you because I've asked it something like rushing QBs, and I think it was Grok, and it was like give me my own tweets from a couple years ago. I'm like,
Dude, I pull it up sometimes, and then I only try it when it's something I don't know how to look up, and then when it gives me the answer, I realize I have no way to check this because I don't know how to look it up, and then it's there. It's just nothing.
and
So
if
it
you had
really
just
is.
done it on your own from the beginning, you probably would have saved time.
It would
So
save
now
some
we're on
time.
the same page.
Yeah, that's why we are stat head guys over at
Oh, I
we
love
love those
Stathead,
guys
bro.
over there. Love those
Shout
guys
out.
over there. So here's what we do, folks. I'm gonna pull this puppy up. Again, like we talked about, production value. Absolutely off. I don't know what app this is, but it's just sharp.
Only
And
pun
what
without it.
it's color coded, which is nice. And what we do is we got every game in here. On the left, what you're going to see is all the matchups, and you're going to see the over under by Vegas, the total points scored, and then what they think the spread will be. And we can use that with very complicated, highest level military mathematics to figure out what the implied point totals are for those teams to kind of give ourselves an idea like, okay, the Bills are set to score a ton of points this week. We want to get a Bill in the lineup. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, hit on every team and just say, okay, if we were going to use a commander, who would be on the table? And we can put multiple names in the sheet. At the end, we'll make a nice lineup for you. We're going to try to answer start sits for you guys as possible, but this isn't a start sit show, so we might not be able to get to all of them. We almost certainly will not get to all of them. I can guarantee you that. We will hit Marks because he was in here very early, and he's awesome. Death Wish always supporting us, dude. So for Death Wish, who would you start at QB? Daniel Jones, Jane Daniels, Jacoby Brissett. It hasn't been confirmed that Jane Daniels is going to be back.
It sounds like it. I think Schefter, someone this morning, was like trending in the right direction. He was in full yesterday, so still needs to officially be cleared. I still would lean Jacoby. I think at this point, just ride the hot hand. I know Marv's out, and that's not ideal, but going into Minnesota, getting blitzed 60% of your dropbacks doesn't sound like the greatest comeback gift, but it's pretty close, man. I'm not touching Daniel Jones right now. We've kind of seen him crash back to earth, understandably, because he's playing with a broken leg. But, for me, it's probably Jacoby, and Jaden's pretty close.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm going Jacoby as well. I know the matchup isn't great, but I mean, this guy has just been, he's been nasty for fantasy. Like, he turns the ball over. He literally blew the game against the Seahawks with fumbles for touchdowns, but 250 yards every game, 300 the last 3 games in a row. I'm just riding it into the ground. So let's jump in and hit this first game here. Commanders, Vikings. If you were going to use a commander, is there anybody that you would consider for something like this? Essentially, folks out there, we need guys that are like top 5 tight ends, top 5 quarterbacks, or minimum top 10 or so running backs and wide receivers. We're talking pure chalk because there's no salaries or anything. So
probably not. I mean, it was good to see Terry back and doing his thing. I will say the Vikings, we've seen the fall off kind of come. That seems to happen to Brian Flores' defense every year because they were number 1 EPA allowed per drop back the first 6 or 7 weeks. But then since then, they've dropped down to 29. So schedule matters. They've had some injuries and stuff like that. But I'm mostly just going to be staying away regardless.
Yeah, stay away from the Commanders. What about Viking side? I mean, Justin Jefferson, one of the toughest guys to rank these days. Man.
Come on.
Breaks my heart.
This is the week.
We're back?
I hope so. If it's not at home against arguably the worst pass defense in the league, when is it going to happen?
Yeah, Greg is saying both JJs. I think we're probably going to.
Let's not get too crazy, Greg. Come on, man.
Quarterback. We did well in this last year, meaning we didn't finish in the money, but we finished top 10, I believe. And I forget who it was. Somebody got hurt on us. Last week, listen to what these rascals did, Ian. Last week, me and Bob Harris made the lineup, and I told them, I kind of maybe challenged them a little bit. Said, here's how confident we are in our team. I'll show you what contest we're playing. You can go in the contest, take our lineup, tweak it, and beat us if you think you're that good. Someone did that, and they were in the comments of the show yesterday saying that. Who was it in the chat here? I'm sure you're here today. Show yourself. They came in 3rd, which is awesome, but it pushed us to 7th, which is 1 spot out of the market. So what a rat move, which we encouraged and we love.
A rat move that you directly told them to do. So, no, man, that's sick though. So you put them in position to succeed. That's just you're being a good content creator out here. Come on.
Truly, right? It's like the teacher. Our goal as teachers is to create the masters of tomorrow. So congratulations on your money, Bob. Me and Bob were laughing about that. But we did chat. We were pretty rude about it, so we deserve that. Bengals Bills. We're gonna have some guys in this game. Start whichever side you want to start on, man. What are you thinking?
This is like the one weather game of the week to be a little bit concerned about. Will be windy and snowy and also freezing cold. So, Josh Allen can always do his thing, but I mean, James Cook is a top 3 RB play. So if you want to just list them right now, like, okay, put Allen down. But when we do have to eventually decide, man, I probably lean James Cook.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing. Rich Rebar started it last year. Is that you gotta if there's a name that scares you that we're not gonna have in the lineup, but you are worried they might be good against us, we put them in the sheet to ward off evil spirits. Right? It's like it's
Smart.
karma based play. Yeah. What about the Bengals, man? Anybody on that side?
Sounds like Higgins is going to be back. Doesn't mean Chase still can't go crazy. Brown, we got P. Ryan back. Still had like 25 touches last week, but I think that was more because the Bengals ran like 85 plays or whatever it was.
Right.
So I'd probably say if anyone's just going to be Chase.
Yeah. I mean, because the P. Ryan thing is just annoying enough. Chase has been really good, but
Yeah,
it's annoying enough that we can't rank him like 5, and we're probably
exactly.
gonna have options like that this week. So Chase Brown, I'm starting him everywhere I have him in regular leagues, but we need to run pure here.
Yeah.
Speaking, let me see if they've got any. Do we get any questions here? Here we go. Here's one for you. Half PP. Oh, this is from Matty Strauss, dude. Matty Strauss is
Maddie.
the owner of USA Sports Chains, folks.
Woo. I
Matty
see those
Strauss.
at Buckeye games all the time. That's him?
Yes.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
Maddie.
They do a ton of those, man. So you can get a USA sports fan chain yourself. Got them right here. Promo code ALARM. Get you 5% off over there
Nice.
through the holidays. So we got a little deal because we love Maddie. So Maddie says half PPR, Baker at QB, has Devontae Smith, Godwin, Michael Wilson, T. Higgins, and Mike Evans on the bench.
Evans is out, so like he's good.
Yeah, Evans
He
should
just
be
got ruled out
out.
a little bit ago. Like he got ruled out by Bulls.
Yeah, so it looks like he would have to activate Evans. So yeah, you should be all set, man. You're good to go.
Keep him out. Yep.
And that's your bench. Who's in your lineup, man?
About to say, like, why do we have to drop one of these wide receivers?
Yeah, I
don't
don't
want
know,
to.
man. That team looks pretty stacked, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, Titans Browns, dude. Do we just skip this completely?
Yeah, I think so, man, because Quinshawn would be the one guy, but the problem is the Browns O-line hasn't been helping him at all. He's had pretty miserable yards per carry. And like the Titans, as bad as they are, I looked this up this week. I think it's Jonathan Taylor and Woody Marks. Jonathan Taylor did it twice, and then Woody Marks had a good game. I think those are the only guys to score like north of 17 PPR points against the Titans. They got Tavondre Sweat and oh my God, is there other defensive tackle?
Jeffrey Simmons?
Really freaking good. Jeffrey Simmons, thank you.
Simmons,
They got those guys in the middle. That's like the one defining good thing about this Titan squad
Right.
is their pair of like run stuffing defensive tackles. So
Yeah.
I think I'm good otherwise.
And you gotta the thing is teams have been able to run outside on them like Gibbs and the little Travion, but you're right up the middle is not a good place to live. And like Shadur's throwing super low A dot. I mean, Fannin, not a bad play in real leagues, but we're not gonna use it.
But yeah, come on, we're gonna need Trey McBride for that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. And this is tight end premium, so we can even put tight ends in the flex. That's worked out in certain weeks. We'll see what we got. We'll chop it all up, dude. Let's see here. Seahawks, Falcons, Seahawks, big time favorites. Let's start on the Falcons side. I mean, we got to put this name in here just in case, but do we want to do that?
Probably not, dude. That Seahawks D is nasty. Pretty impressive, too. Like, they didn't even – their offense and defense, like, they're a pretty low spender overall this year, and they're still just doing awesome. Shout out Mike McDonald. So, we'll put Bijan down for, Reeves's, reasoning there, but I don't really want anything to do against the Seahawks team, man. London sounds like he's going to be out, so I'm kind of with – like, Pitts is a good play this week in redraft, but I think he's kind of in that fan tier where we're not going to quite be able to get him up all the way.
Exactly. Do you know what annoying is that the Seahawks have been terrible against the tight end, but they're going to get Julian Love back. So it's like we don't know for sure. Like they might still be terrible. They might be a little bit better. He's obviously the best safety on the team. So we'll see. But I'm still using Pitts in a lot of spots where I got him. That's been a fun roller coaster. The Seahawks side, let's just go ahead and do this. Anybody else we would even consider?
No.
If you were okay, let me ask you something. If you were a team like the Bills or some of these other teams that their head coach is kind of on the hot seat, would you consider firing your head coach and hiring? Would you think Clint Kubiak is ready to be a head coach?
Maybe, man. I was talking some smack about him like last year just because he had the amazing 2 games, but it was crazy to me how it was like, oh, look at these 2 games against the Cowboys and the Panthers, and then like just dismissed the other 15 games when it was a completely horrible offense. And they did have injuries, but to see what he's done this year, man, really with only one wide receiver that's just taken over the entire offense. I mean, I think they've been caught up to a little bit, like Greg Olsen, commentator Greg Olsen, not Raiders OC. Greg Olsen was kind of talking about how they've done such a good job of like they run the ball so much and not particularly well, but they come out with their 12 personnel or 21 even, and basically like force defenses to match that base. And then because of that, they're getting these great matchups for JSN, where in reality, I think if teams actually just kept playing nickel, even against the heavier sets, and probably just live with a slightly more efficient Seahawks run game, they'd probably be better off. I think that's what we've seen a little bit more these past couple of weeks. So I'll be curious how the season ends, because 2 of Darnold's 3 worst games this year have come in these last 3 weeks. They've been against very good defenses, obviously a big part of it. So I would like to see a full good season from Kubiak, because right now I think we're still looking at 14 games or so.
What you described is exactly what good teams do against the Dolphins and the 49ers, right? Like teams go against the 49ers. When you see like a really good team go against the 49ers and they say, oh, you're going to put Luke Farrell and Kyle Juszczyk out there and never give them the football? Okay, we're not going to cover them. And then you see that's when those teams really struggle. So you're right. It feels gimmicky at times, but I mean, it does work. Pre-snap motion going a long way.
It's wild to me how they haven't been able to get Shaheed going like at all.
I'm pissed
what do you give up the picks for, man? Yeah, me too.
Make me look stupid. That's what they're doing.
I go up there on my stupid little helicopter tweet, and he has like 5 yards. And like, come on, guys, you can't save one of those deep balls for Shaheed. Like, at least try.
Cooper Kupp was just like, he was hurt, like everything was messed up, and then he was like, oh, never mind, I'm fine. Like, just put Shaheed in there over Kupp and see what happens. Let's see what happens, because he was popping off last year for Kubiak. So I feel you on that, dude. And yes, he wasn't going to drop. He wasn't going to drop Evans. He was going to just change the lineup. But no, I wouldn't. Even with those wide receivers, I'd play him over him. Noah wants to know: 12-team PPR, Pacheco worth a stash would be dropping Singletary or Neal.
Definitely wouldn't drop Neal.
No. In this economy,
Tracy said he's fine for what it's worth. So I think we would need a new injury. The hip stinger issue isn't going to keep him out after the bye. So Pacheco and Singletary, pretty close. I think they're both just probably guys that aren't going to work regardless, to be honest.
No. Yeah. I mean, at least Singletary's getting all the goal line carries. What is Pacheco's like role even?
What is it that he does there?
What is it? What is it that you would say that you do here? Well, usually I just sit at my desk and space out for about an hour. That's what Pacheco's been doing so far. There you go. Next one here, Steelers, Ravens. Again, Steelers side, anything. I guess we can put Boswell on the sheet.
Oh, we got to get a D. Okay.
Yeah, I kind of hide them over there because they annoy me. So I leave them over there. We scroll over.
Just run through that quickly at the end. All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. As I used to make it was also kind of hard to read everything, and I used to have it on the screen. But what we do is we fill out our lineup and then we circle back at the end. Really, so
that's fine. Now Boswell's the man. No, not really. The Ravens, speaking of like just massive changes in EPA, Ravens rush defense was the worst in the league, I think, the first 7 weeks, and then ever since they've actually been the best. So some of that again is schedule and everything, but they always just kind of Kyle Hamilton, man, is like their skeleton key. They can just kind of change his role up into whatever is needed and he makes it work. So now and then it's what Aaron Rodgers playing banged up, man.
Not to interrupt, but they were also missing Roquan Smith for a big chunk of those games, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
So yeah, no Steelers for the Ravens. God, can't trust Lamar. He's back at practice at least, but yeah, no.
I'm gonna put his name in the sheet though.
Yeah, sure.
We're not gonna use him, but just because.
Just because that's
like we said, evil spirits. The evil spirits.
We need to put Henry down. Just like home 6-point fave. Steelers haven't exactly been elite on defense this year by any stretch of the imagination. So I guess the only other one I'd be wondering like. Probably not, but man, I can't quit Zay Flowers. I can't freaking quit him, Coop, and I don't know why.
When he's open, he's so open, dude. But the thing with Flowers is that he's never really been bad. Just that the game scripts get away from him. If they were anytime they lean on Henry, it's just over, you know.
Because he was overall wide receiver 1 week 1. He had one dud couple weeks later, but like before last week where he had the touchdown, I thought it was a pretty bad OPI call. But between then, it was like he hadn't finished better than wide receiver 21, but he had to finish worse than like wide receiver 33. So just a complete dirt average wide receiver 3 almost every single week. So, I mean, you pull up the target shares and stuff like that, and he's up there.
Good.
Dude, Zay Flowers among wide receivers is like 3rd in the AFC in receiving yards, which again just blows my mind because I don't think he's had that good of a year, but just probably more of a reflection on the AFC anyway. But one of these years with this guy, man, just not this one, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he's such a boom bust guy, and not even because of the way he plays. It's just sometimes the team gets into this like weird funk where they're just running it, or Lamar is scrambling around and finding tight ends. Like, I don't know, man. So like if we get to that point and we just were playing for upside, I mean, because this guy can go out and have 130 yards in any given week. We know that.
Yeah.
So we'll see when we get there. Let's see. We got a couple questions in here. Benson, what's your chance on Benson? Nobody knows, dude, and everybody's sad about it.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that last week he was limited, and then like DMP, and then he hasn't practiced this week, it doesn't sound good, man, and just not much to play for. I'd be surprised at this point if we see him back. And the problem is, man, like once he is back, we're going to need a week. I mean, it's not like he's going to get there and we're going to immediately feel good enough to slot him in for 80% of the workload. I mean, DeMercado's getting healthy. DeMercado, bro, is number 1 in NFL history in yards per carry. It shocks me. I looked up that stat for Keaton Mitchell, which made sense to me. DeMercado is actually more efficient than him. So DeMercado is going to get involved, and Bam Knight's pretty good as well.
You always got those stats, dude. Those
stat head. Shout out.
My favorite here. I'll show you something that you're going to like here. I went in and named our team here. Hi-ho, Duke Johnson.
Hi-ho, Duke Johnson. Let's go. Let's go, Duke.
All-time leading rusher for Miami, and don't you forget it, right? So there you go. We're locked in on that. If you had to rank these sessions rest of the year, Evans, Chuba, Brian Robinson.
I mean definitely
Chuba's carving out a role on his own. So it really depends how far away they are from your lineup, right? Like if you might actually use this guy outright, it would be Chuba, but obviously Brian Robinson probably the biggest handcuff upside.
Yeah, because I mean Rico's not going away. It's just one of these unfortunate things in Carolina. We've seen it in Seattle. We've seen it Washington. Like all these just 2+ RB backfields. Like, all right, have fun ranking any of them inside the top 20, even with buys, and then without buys, it's going to be tough. So Chuba, I think his ascension has more so been a negative for Rico than necessarily like, oh, now we need to play Chuba. So Robinson, yeah, if God forbid something happens to CMC, man, we're talking probably like top 15 immediately. Blake Corum, I think, is probably the number 1 handcuff. You could argue Tootin, Algier, but I think just given those offenses, I think Corum, if every single RB1 says F this, we're going on strike, I think Corum ranks the highest.
Absolutely, because we know McVay is willing to go highly consolidated at times. Also, Corum getting like 30% of the snaps now. So, I mean, like handcuff plus, borderline, possibly.
Flex with benefits.
Yeah, friends with benefits, exactly. I'm not going to say plus. He's like handcuff parentheses. Yes. Okay. Let's see. Drop 2 of these guys: Benson, Pearsall, Jennings, Spears, Evans, Higgins, DJ Moore, Darth. He has Lamar.
Okay. Hold on. I think given Lamar injuries, I probably want to hold on Dart. Yeah. I'd be okay. Probably Benson and maybe not. Pearsall, I would say. You already got Jennings too, so you're just kind of putting your chip on Jennings. Right. Maybe Spears, but looking at maybe Jaden Higgins, just because going through the wide receivers, he might be like your wide receiver 7 and just not someone you're ever really going to play. So Pearsall, Spears, probably those 2, right?
Yeah, with a Dunze hurt, you got to hold DJ Moore. Although I feel like dropping DJ Moore would improve my quality of life. Just not even having to think about him.
He really hasn't looked the same this year, man. DJ's been the man, but I think maybe he's just getting a little bit over the hill at this point. Yeah,
I feel like, and he mentioned he knew something was going on because this offseason, remember, he was like, yeah, don't expect me to see the targets I saw in the past. And I was like, what?
You say so.
Okay. Last one, then we'll jump back in. Marks over Mononga this week.
I think I do have Woody just ahead. It's just been annoying, man. All the opportunities there, he just hasn't done freaking shit with it. So I'd still probably lean Woody there. just probably potential to get 5 to 10 additional opportunities. Monangai also popped up with the ankle. I think he's going to play and everything, but give me Woody. I don't love it though.
Exactly. If Monangai wasn't playing the Packers, then you might have me there. But
Yeah,
Mark's getting more work. Every once in a while, he has a run that looks great. Every once in
he's
a
good
while.
as a receiver, you know.
Okay, Dolphins, Jets here.
Achan.
Yep. Jets.
Do we want to throw Waddle in there just maybe as like a, because we'll probably pick like one somewhat contrarian like wide receiver.
You know how it works, dude. You know exactly. We basically do one kind of contrarian play, but a play that we truly believe is a, legit top 10 option. And then that
like
gives
Waddle, when he has his booms, he could boom. So
we're waiting for it. Any Jets?
Throw Brees on there. Same sentiment. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to go full AD Mitchell on us.
No, I know you're a big fan, dude.
I like him, man, but I will say, just watching, I expected more rewatching that last game than one bomb where the cornerback falls down at the 10, and then it was like 6 or 7 just 10-yard out routes, which, hey, all counts the same, but I'm not going to crown him just yet, Coop.
I know, buddy. I know. We're rooting for. I mean, dude. So the separation is great. The film, you do a great job of actually watching and sharing film, which is super underrated. Yeah, you deserve that sip of coffee, dude.
Thanks, bro.
You do a great job of sharing that stuff for all of us and putting it together, man, which is a lot of fun, dude. Like
football's
we need more
fun.
of that out there. And on film, I mean, he's just getting open like crazy. You just gotta get on the same page. So as far as boom bust plays, I'm down for it, but not in this, right?
No, not quite.
Yeah, not quite there. Backup for Patrick for playoffs week 16 and 17. Caleb or Jaden Daniels?
Probably Jaden. Caleb's schedule just gets rough, and he's kind of. I still believe in Caleb like long term, but how many more games we're gonna have in a row without 60% completion rate, bro? I know he's throwing downfield and the weather and this and that, but God, the easy is just never easy in that offense.
He does so many things that I love. I love that he's like always looking downfield. You know what I mean? Like he like Mahomes. Mahomes will do this where he's like he could easily run it, but he's always looking for the chunk play. I love that for Caleb, dude. Why does he throw it 150 miles an hour every time?
Like his rolling out to his right, bro, the velocity he gets is insane. And I'm always taken aback by it. But then I'm also like, you could take it off a little bit.
You didn't have to do that. Yeah, exactly. It's impressive. But it's like but you didn't have to do it.
Like I put this video together of his just him avoiding sacks for like 90 seconds. And it is so impressive. And he is, I think, the best quarterback in the league at avoidance. What he's done to like take down his pressure to sack rate and just overall sack this year has been incredible. But I kid you not, bro. It must have been like 20 or 22 plays where he gets a pass off after avoiding a sack. I think he completed like one of the passes. And I almost had to like double check my filters. I was like, do I have this on incompletions only or something? I was like, no, that's just, I guess, what's been happening. So
he did it on the end zone play on Thanksgiving. He escaped the play and the guy was open. He threw a laser through the back of the end zone. And it's like, who had that problem too was Josh Allen. And it was bad. He had a 52% completion percentage as rookie, I think 58 the next year. And he was just throwing the ball way too hard. And once he figured out a little touch. So I do believe in Caleb, but right now it is funny. It's funny to watch sometimes where it's like, what are you doing, dude? Just like throw it over there where he can catch it.
He can do the thing that 90% of quarterbacks can't do, but he struggles with the thing that 90% of them can. So I would rather have that problem in the long term.
Exactly.
So.
He can dial it back. He can figure it out. But like, there's one quote I always think of that I wish I could pass it along to Kale on like a napkin. Kurt Warner once said, he's like, I only ever threw the ball as hard as I could, maybe 5 times in my whole career.
Wow.
He's like, you just need to get it out there. He's like, getting the ball there efficiently is more than just throwing it super hard. And I feel like if Caleb embraced that and just kind of figured out, like, it doesn't have to be a perfect laser spiral just to get it out there when the guy's open, we could see a different Caleb. And I think those days are coming.
It makes sense, man. As someone, I've been trying to get my golf game going these last 2 years. Really is something to be said, man. Don't overswing. Just focus on the mechanics and keep that head down.
That last 4 holes max for me, dude. And then it's bomb time.
After you get that second beer, it's like whatever.
That's about 2 beers for me. And then all of a sudden it's backwards hat. Watch this.
I love it.
All right. Saints, Bucks here. Anything on the Saints? Olave?
Olave.
Yeah.
The Bucks are one of these teams, man. I saw Hayden Winks had a good chart, and it was like it was pass play rate in neutral situations, but it was from a defensive perspective. And the Cowboys and the Bucks recently have been the two teams where teams are just like, yo, we're not going to run the ball on you. We're just going to try to throw it. And that's been consistent with Tampa over the years, man, with Vita Vea and everyone, in the front seven for them. So Tyler Shuck, I do think is honestly, man, like he's got a lot of arm talent. He can move around. I'm not saying he's going to be, a long-term baller or anything like that, but I think he could feed Olave 12, 13 targets, and he makes it happen.
Yeah, and he's been Chuck at least is kind of improving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's throwing for. There's a lot of quarterbacks that get a shot and they never even throw for 200 yards in the game. So the fact that he's coming out and throwing for 250 in a bunch of these games is.
I know it was the Dolphins last week, but bro, some of those throws to Vele were pretty nice. And Olave honestly dropped what probably should have been the game-winning touchdown there at the end. So America loves a comeback. Maybe this is a week for Olave.
I mean, Chuck, I think he deserves a longer look. I'm with you. Yeah. Juwan Johnson, not in this one, but I don't mind him in redraft. He's been solid.
Yeah, he briefly went across my mind for the same reason, but yeah, just not quite.
Not quite, exactly. We're gonna have better options, but like if people out there, it's like if you want to rank him as high as like 6, 7 in this economy, I mean, I wouldn't blame him, But
yeah, it really is, man. You have McBride, Bowers, like you have the top 5 or 6. I had Ferguson in there. Kincaid, if he comes back, given the matchup against the Bengals. But after that, it's like tight end 7 through tight end 15. I was saying on one of the Fantasy Life shows, like literally, if you flip my ranks, all right, I disagree, I couldn't vehemently be against it,
I wrote it in my article this week. I was like, because the people on Reddit are always like, dude, what the heck? This guy's tier 4, this guy's tier 3. I'm like, first of all, you're talking about the last guy in tier 3 and the first guy in tier 4. Like, and also the tiers, you know what I mean? It's like that's the tiers are really where I put my gut feeling into it a little bit. So don't worry about that. But you're right. Like I wouldn't argue if you were to move like Waller, Pitts, all these guys around. I'd say fine, go right ahead, dude. In that range, I'm going with the data I have, but it is a kind of a tight range. But that's the thing is that group isn't in the group where like Tyler Warren's in there against the Jags, and that's what we're going to need in something like this. What about the Bucs side? Anybody over there you're feeling? Kind of a weird team.
Bucky in there. Yeah. I guess Ibuka, but good God, it's been a rough, 9 weeks now?
Yeah. He's going to be going up against Lante Taylor, which should be good news.
Yeah, it's funny, man, because like we had this conversation early and it was like, oh, I was told Ibuka can't separate and he has some huge week 5, but it's like you look at these stats and I don't think our separation stats are perfect. Fantasy Points does a good job with it. I appreciate ESPN's open score, but like all these uncatchable, there's some sort of correlation between, I think, the uncatchable targets and separation that maybe we're not doing a good enough job completely bonding together. Because I was looking at ESPN open score. Tez and Sterling Shepard are both like top 15. Ibuka's bottom 5. And then you look at the uncatchable targets and it's like, because that's been the big thing. It's like, well, Ibuka's not getting catchable targets from Baker. Why are Tez and Shepard getting so many catchable targets? And I think the probable answer is most of Ibuka's stuff is more so downfield, and that does make things harder to separate and get the catchable targets. But I don't know, man. And even as someone, I love my Buckeyes, Ibuka, more receptions than anyone at the university. He's obviously really good, but I never watched this dude, and I was like, that's going to be a top 10 NFL wide receiver. Right. And to his credit, he was playing like it the first 5 weeks, but I just think he's probably a really good number 2. And maybe I'm wrong on that still, but we'll see.
Dude, my comp for him was Chris Godwin. And when they drafted him, I was like, they already got one of those. It was I
was Gen Z Robert Woods. So, yeah, very good still, but,
Robert Woods is always that name where it's like he comes up and people are like, oh, yeah, whatever, Robert Woods. I'm like, I mean, that guy's like so rich, dude. He played in the NFL for like 10 years. He has like a bunch of 1,000-yard seasons. It's like this
gritty blocker, 1,000 yards, 3 years. He would even Ibuka would get some of the rushing stuff that Bobby we used to get, with McVay as well. I thought it was a good comp.
I think he's a good player, dude. People get pissed, dude. I was like, oh, Travion Henderson, they want to be the next James White. People are like, James White, what the heck? I'm like, James White.
Coop, we're getting old, man. We're working with my Carnell Tate's the next big Ohio State wide receiver coming out, and my early comp was like Corey Davis when he plays the Patriots. And people were like, what are you talking about? I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
you're breaking my heart, dude. I'm like like gold-plated satellite back. I'm like, come on. I mean, I was like, look up who has the record for most receptions in a Super Bowl. Look that up. Jot
my
that down,
gosh.
you kids these
What a
days.
game.
So okay, one more. Oh, we got a super chat. We got to put that up top. Big shout out to the super chat. Big shout out to the members in the chat as well. I know I'm doing a literal terrible job of finding the member questions today. That's usually Howard and John and Pemba that do that best. But this one, super chat. Thank you. Really appreciate you, Brian, Ben. And Ben, just so you know, it's $5 a month to join. So if you just hit the join button, then you get as many questions you want for the entire month. Just heads up. Start Neil, Rodriguez, or Corum this week. Interesting.
I lean Neil, man. I know Kyron's a little bit banged up, but I don't know. I think it's going to still be 66-33 more times than not. And then who really cares? Because Adams can get every touchdown inside the 10-yard line anyway.
Yeah.
So the Neil usage stuck last week. I think it was 80% snaps, and they finally freaking put that old man at Taysom Hill down, didn't get him involved. So
Thank goodness.
Rodriguez has been doing fine as well. Just don't love his, game spot as much. So the only problem with Neil, I guess, is what we were talking about before, is like going up against the Bucs. It's not going to be easy sledding on the ground or anything like that. But he can catch the ball, and it's, again, when I have these close calls, and look, all these guys are outside the top 24. It's a good question for a reason. But when it is close, man, I do just tend to take the volume, and I think Neil has it.
Neil, exactly. He's because C-Rod is starting, but like, how many catches does he have this year? One?
Yeah,
like literally maybe one on the season. Neil has a game with 7 catches, right? So yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm going volume on that. And then our guy Death,
he has one, Coop. You nailed it.
Right? Just one. Catch. Yeah, I was like maybe one, maybe one. That's why I thought the answer could have legitimately been 0. So there you go, 1 catch. That's not doing it for me. Kicker this week, Cam Little with the big leg. Fairbairn, McPherson, or Miami's kicker.
I think we were hanging out in Canton when we saw Cam Little hit the 70-yard preseason field goal.
Right.
So
we were like, what was that?
I don't know, man. I hate kickers. Just whatever the projections tell you are higher. I'm not. No, I can't do it.
Yeah, I got it. I would have to pull up my rankings. If you're a Fantasy Star member, those are all there. But we're flying through this. For folks that I want to say I have Cam Little highest here.
Okay, my one kicker thing. I did do about 15 minutes of kicker research this offseason because I had a hunch. I was like, we probably don't want them from the best offenses because you want an offense that can move the ball but then have to settle for field goals. And I actually did check it, position correlation with how teams finish in scoring. And it actually was like almost negative for kickers. Like you actually did want to target offenses in that like 12 to 15 range. So honestly, that's why in my leagues with kickers, I end up getting a lot of Cam Little because I was like, all right, this guy can hit long field goals and the Jaguars are probably going to be good, not great. So let's go with Cam.
Go with Cam. Lock it in. That's a fact. Researched and everything. So there you go. What we are doing today, if you're just joining us, this sheet here has all the games in it with the implied point totals, everything going on there. And we're pulling out the top names to make an FFPC lineup. If you want to play with us over at myffpc.com, use promo code ALARM. They'll give you $25 when you deposit $35. I'm not letting Ian out of QR code jail until somebody clicks that and signs up. So that's going to remain over Ian's face.
Help me out, guys.
You got to let him out, dude. Is somebody going to let him out? And you could also win a bunch of money by getting signed up and playing against us. So help the man out. Get him out of QR code jail. Let's get it going. Use promo code ALARM over there. It's my favorite place to play. It's why we do this every Friday, and it's why we do the playoff. The playoff challenge is kind of the best one, right? You ever do that one?
Yeah. No, they're fun, man. We got our guillotines and stuff like that we do as well over on the fantasy life side of things. The playoff contests are great because it's got that quicker daily element to it, but you also got to have, at least a little bit of long-term strategy, but the long-term is only a few weeks. So no, I'm with you.
I played Fantasy Life had a playoff challenge last year at FFPC, and I played in that one. And I did not do good in that one, but I did good in the main one.
America loves a comeback, man.
Yeah, I did too much. I listened to too much Adam Ronis on last year's one. I think that was a problem I had. So, all right, next one here: Colts, Jaguars. I'm gonna put Tyler Warren's name in here. Yeah. Conditions are pretty good here, right?
Yeah, Strange would be again good.
Oh wait, we'll just start Jonathan Taylor though, so we won't use Warren. Well, maybe not. Maybe not.
I could see JT being the Jaguars front seven's pretty feisty, man. So we'll see there. But JT could be like the fade that, but then we get like a Bucky Irving instead.
If we didn't use JT, we could start the chalk at every other spot. Because that would be a contrarian enough move right there. The thing with Tyler Warren here is that the Jaguars in terms of PPR points versus the tight end, the fact it's underrated that they're allowing 17.6 points per game because that is legit the worst since the 2020 Jets, letting up 18. It would be the worst if the Bengals weren't letting up 23.6 points per. Like the Bengals are just been so bad that against the tight end that we're not even recognizing how bad the Jaguars have been against the tight end.
Dude, you're right. I looked it up yesterday. It was like that difference between the Bengals and the Jags is the same between the Jags and like the Ravens, who are like the 8th best. Like it's just all right. We all accept the Bengals are horrible, so let's just kind of remove them from it. Recognize that, and yeah, Jags is a smash matchup. It's a great point.
That's what I'm saying. Once you remove them, it's like wow, the Jags have actually been as bad as anybody over 5 years, but we're kind of blinded by it's like when I talk about stats with tight ends. It's like you remove Trey McBride, then we can actually start talking about these guys because he's top.
Like Tyler Warren, he has so many games. I feel like I look up after the first drive and it's like 3 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown. I'm like, okay, here's the eruption. Here's the Tyler Warren versus USC spot where he's about to, just go absolutely nuclear. And then they they got other guys to throw the ball to, and they got JT, but there's going to be a week this year, man, where I feel like Warren has in tight end premium like 30+ points. So why not this one?
And he's going to like run in a touchdown and throw another. Yeah. He finally got the gadget snap last week and he fumbled it, dude. Jesus Christ.
They've been doing it on and off, though. And I think with Daniel Jones now with the fibula, like he's going to be even less of a nuisance at the goal line, if you will. So I do wonder one of these years, man, because Mark Andrews does it in Baltimore. They got AJ Barner doing it in Seattle. Like, I kind of think the tush push gets made illegal this offseason because of the trouble with the false starts with it. If it doesn't, though, one of these years we're going to see a tight end just have like 6 rushing touchdowns and break the position.
Just be a complete goon. I mean, the Colts have done it in the past. I mean, they used to do the Wildcat with Trey Burton.
That's right.
There you go. That's how old and weird our brains are, folks.
I got a weird Trey Burton story. I mean, it was in an article and everything. I didn't break it, but he, obviously threw the Philly special touchdown, went to Chicago, and they wanted to run the same play. And Trey Burton, like in practice, was like, "Coach, I can't throw the ball." And they were like, "What are you talking about? Like, you played quarterback at Florida. We've seen you throw the football." And he said it was like a mental block. So it was like such an emotional big moment. He just couldn't throw the ball. So the Bears scored on the play against like the Giants, but it was like Tariq Cohen throwing the ball instead. I was just,
he got the yips, dude.
I guess so, man. And, Trey Burton, obviously, heck of a career, made a lot of money doing it. But I was just like, that's wild. Just even just to hear him admit it. It was cool for him, I guess, to come out and say it, but just
so wild. He's like the Chuck Knobloch of gadget tight end quarterback.
I guess
so. On the Jaguar side, we got to fly through some of these so we can make this lineup. Jaguar side, anybody you feeling?
No.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Broncos Raiders next one, only a 40-point over under because they're not expecting the Raiders to do much. Bowers on the sheet out of respect, but do we even use him against the Broncos?
I don't think so.
No.
Is Gino going to get 10 passes off?
Right. Broncos, anybody?
I'll throw probably Les Harvey for right now. I don't know if we want to go that far down. Sean Payton says we haven't seen anything yet.
I know. What the heck? Show us something.
No. Yeah, please.
We would like to see it, actually. You believe it or not, Sean, we would actually like to see it if you wouldn't mind.
And then probably not Sutton. We can find better wide receivers.
What's your read on Pat Bryant versus Troy Franklin?
I think it's probably trending a little bit towards Pat. Dude, the thing with Troy, like, he's like a Woody Marks, RJ Harvey, honestly. Like, the opportunity's been there. He hasn't done anything with it. He is 1 for 16 this year on passes thrown 30 yards downfield. And he gets a bunch of screens, and he doesn't do much. They've given him like the Marvin Mims role, man, like on steroids, and he just hasn't done much with it at all. So whatever. Let's see what Pat can do because Troy's doing nothing with it.
Exactly. He's not connecting on those, and also his run blocking is legit terrible. They only had him in for. I went back to look. He was only in the game for 2 handoffs last week, and on one of those plays, he blew his block completely, and his man made the tackle.
Well, he's like 170 pounds. So I comped him to like hopefully Darnell Mooney coming out, and Mooney's a good pro, so we'll see if he gets there. But yeah, it hasn't been perfect.
Yeah, so I'm steering away from him. Rams Cardinals here. Rams big time favorinos, 28 to 19.5. Any Cardinal you'd consider though first? Oh, McBride.
Cardinals, McBride, not all the way down Jacoby. Probably not Michael Wilson, but man, maybe.
Maybe, right? but maybe. Rams.
Maybe
What's the best defense in the league? Rams or Seahawks, or a third option if you
Texans.
Texans. Oh yeah, that's right. Forgot about Texans. Best secondary by far.
Yeah, they play like they're on rabies, man. It's freaking wild.
Yeah,
I saw a chart too. Sorry, I forget who sent it, but it might have been that Joseph Patton account. He does really good charts, but it was like a disguise look and then blitz percentage, and the Texans are like last in both. Like they don't even pretend to like be running something different. They just line up and beat the shit out of you for 60 minutes. It's pretty fun to watch, man.
I love that, dude. That is kind of like, speaking of that, like Sean McVay, his Rams, like that's what they do on offense. They just go out and they go, here you go. Like these are our good players. These three guys, stop them. You know,
we're gonna run outside zone. You can't stop it, and then we're gonna run a bootleg and throw it to a tight end you've never heard of for 15 yards.
Exactly. And then we're gonna throw to Devontae Adams for a touchdown.
Yep. And by the way, there's Puka.
Oh yeah, watch out for him. So Puka or Adams, I feel like they're both, for me, they're both ranked like top 5, 7. This is full PPR.
Let's see. Devontae, he was limited yesterday.
Yeah, with the hamstring.
Yeah, we haven't had a Puka game in a minute, man. I'd be down Puka over Devontae. I mean, as much as, like you're saying, full PPR too. I mean, Devontae can obviously give us some big games, but he's not going to give us the 13 catch, 150 yards in a touchdown game like Puka can.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Because he's not really blowing up for big yak. It's just touchdowns. Folks, we're going to go through and finish this up. If we have time, we'll hit on a couple questions. But as always, we did a full question answer yesterday. The Discord's going to be open nonstop, obviously. Tomorrow, I will be live, SiriusXM 10 to 11, and then on YouTube from 11 to noon. If there's time, I'll even set my own lineups. But if you guys have questions, we're going to hit on every single question tomorrow. So this show is more about us hanging out, having a little fun, making a little lineup. And we're definitely we'll do our best to hit on questions at the end if we have time. Bears, Packers, anything you're feeling on the Bears? I'm surprised the implied total is so low for the Bears because typically they find a way, they find a way to get something done.
Vegas is really like, no, we do not believe in you at all. No. So no, it's unfortunate. Everything is just kind of divided up a little bit too evenly here, and the passing game hasn't been good enough to trust. So I'm good on Chicago.
Yeah, agree. What about the Packers?
Toyotathon Jordan Love doing his thing, man.
I have him ranked about highest. I've had him ranked all year this week, which is like
Josh Jacobs. He could be a sneaky, not sneaky for anyone out there, but for this contest, maybe.
Right, exactly. Yeah, calling Jacobs sneaky sounds kind of funny, but in this thing, it is because it is like the chalk, super chalk.
Yeah,
and like we're not gonna go Christian Watson. I like Christian Watson this week, but I have him ranked like 20. Like we need guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Texans Chiefs. 41.5
Rice for the Chiefs. Otherwise,
Yeah, no Kelsey. I mean, no, we really don't want to run them up against the Texans. They've been good against the tight end. They've been good against everybody.
I don't even know if I want to run Rice, man. We'll put them down out of respect, but they really are that good. And then with the Texans, I don't really want Nico going up against them. So
not against McDuffie, man. There's 3 teams. Let me know if you feel differently, but there's 3 teams that I really don't want to start tight ends against, and it's the Texans, it's the Eagles, and it's the Bills.
Yeah, the Bills numbers are crazy, man. Like you do see those certain teams where it's like clearly they just kind of have it in their scheme. Like we're not going to give up any yards to a certain position, and that is the Bills. So now I'm with you. They
just decided, dude. That guy Matt Milano, he's kind of a real problem over the middle there.
Yeah.
And the Eagles too, the way they use Zach Bond and if you then you move your tight end into the slot and he's covered by Cooper DeJean, it's like there's really nowhere to go. That's the problem with some of these teams. Eagles Chargers here. Anybody on the Eagles side? Is Lane Johnson going to play? Last I heard is he did not practice yet this week.
I haven't heard he's coming back.
We would have heard probably. Schefter would have been. Schefter would have had his rats figuring that, crawling around, putting up X-rays.
He was a DMP on Thursday, so yeah, I kind of doubt it.
Yeah. Okay. Saquon.
I guess list them, but we're probably not going to pick them.
We have a whole list of players we're not going to pick. We're going to have to pick some of these players.
Just every single game.
You are going to have to make a lineup at the end. So
AJB been on one.
AJB, yeah. There are a lot of rumors him coming to Patriots. I'm obviously super unbiased about that, but I think that'd be a good landing spot.
Reunite with Vrabel. That'd be hot. Throw Hurts in there. I mean, I don't think we've had a quarterback we love on this, and
Yeah, gonna have to start someone there as well.
I mean, Hurts, like,
Here's
he could have one of those games like he had against the Cowboys where throws for 250 and a tud and then gets his tush pushes. And it's like, all right, well, now he's quarterback one on the week.
dude, that's what's crazy. I watched that whole game. We all did. When did Hurts score 28 fantasy points? Like
Right?
his games are so weird. Yeah, they really are, dude. It's just he's a very weird player. We're not gonna use
For the
Goddard. He's brutal.
I
Um,
think Herbert's gonna play,
I might
but
put Hurts here.
still, I don't. And then I'm like, Hampton should be back, but just judging with Vidal and everything we've kind of seen from Roman and even before Najee got hurt, like I think it's going to be 60-40 in favor of Hampton. Maybe it's even tighter in the first game back. So I don't want anything to do with the Chargers right now.
Right. If you give me a running back coming off like a broken wrist or something where he can at least ride the bike, then
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like getting
That's
your
how I feel with Mike Evans. Like I'm good with him coming back and kind of treating him to start, but like these lower body injuries are different.
the cardio because your cardio is shot. And it's
Yep.
like, 8 seconds at a time of gladiator sport. Like it's just not realistic to go out there and play a whole game. These guys don't
Agreed.
even play the whole game anyway. Okay, here we go. Here's what we're doing, folks. We are building an FFPC lineup. There's no draft, no salary. The only rule is you can't pick two players from the same team, which is kind of a problem for certain teams here. But that's kind of how you differentiate, and you can build absolutely insane lineups. Wait till you see what this lineup we build looks like. It's going to blow your mind. MyFFPC.com, use promo code ALARM. They'll give you 25 when you deposit 35 or more. This is what it all looks like over there. Our team is Hi-Ho Duke Johnson. I am not going
Yeah.
to show you the number. If I guess somebody now could go back and see it of our contest because last week that didn't work out. Go play a different contest. There's Slim. There's a version of this that's called Slim where there's no kicker and defense. Go win that. Okay, let us win one. We've come in the money a couple times this year, but we have yet to come in first place. I think this is the time. This is the time. So that's what it looks like. 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 4 flex, tight end, kicker, defense, tight end premium. Jumping back over to this sheet real quick. Anybody that jumped out to you that you're like must start no matter what? Like who do you have ranked RB1? Who do you have ranked wide receiver 1? We got to get them in.
Well, just starting off a quarterback, man, I think Hurts might be the answer because, Allen and Burrow are dealing with the weather and stuff like that going on. We got Mahomes going up against the Texans. And then my only other quarterback I have ranked that high, after having Goff and Dak go would be Stafford. And from that game, I think I'm more in on Puka than Stafford. Because Stafford can have a great game, but God forbid, he doesn't get his 2 goal line touchdowns. Now he's finishing with 13 fantasy points instead of 23. And it's tougher for Stafford to get that 30-point boom. So I'd like to go Hurts at QB. Running back. Do we want to JT and Bijan deserve to be up there, man, but if we wanted to go Achane and Cook, like Achane, Cook, and Jacobs could be kind of hot.
I mean, we could start them all if we really wanted to. If we really, truly wanted to get crazy.
Bucky's in that conversation too. That's a.
Let's start with your top. Like who do you have ranked the highest of these guys? Just flat out.
Just flat out, it's JT.
Yeah. Boring.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I kind of want to use Warren.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's start with that and challenge ourselves.
Yeah. We got that Jags. He was sick last week. Now he's back.
He was sick. The Jaguars, dog water. Yeah. This guy could throw it. He tried to throw a pass to Michael Pittman earlier this year. I know that. And here's the thing about this, right? And I wrote this in my DFS article. If you are saving a bag of tricks to use, when are you going to use it? In the divisional matchup where the winner of this game walks away as the number 1 team in the AFC South.
Yep.
Right? If you're going to use if you got some weird trick play where Tyler Warren throws a touchdown pass to himself and it gets you like 70 fantasy points, this is the week, right?
I'm with you, man. And this just, again, we're still picking really good players, but it does give us some nice leverage on the rest of the field, particularly if I'm not saying we have to not go Trey McBride because it is Trey McBride and tight end premium, but like you said it, man, the Rams are one of those defenses where, God, there's no Marv. Like,
I know.
Can a team not just double McBride for 4 quarters?
I know. You would think, but he's always kind of lurking around in there.
So we got some flex spots. We'll see, but
we got some flex spots. Okay, so who do you have ranked RB2? Because we can't use Jonathan Taylor because we use Tyler Warren.
Right.
That's how you rationalize doing the things you want to do in this.
Gibbs is gone. I don't. Oh God.
I
I'd
know.
rather not play Bijan against Seattle. So then
I'd pull up my rankings. But this is your show, man. This is all about you.
let's go Achan and Cook.
That's exactly who I have ranked.
And
So I had Gibbs at 1, Achan 2 in full PPR, Taylor, and then Cook.
Yeah.
So good. You were able to get there without any spoilers.
Well, this is fun too, man, because usually it's like, all right, I mean, who's gonna have to decide between Achan and Bijan Robinson? Like, who fucking cares? But this is the show where we do, so I like it.
That's what I'm saying. It is like it's a different look at things because every other show, it's like we're jumping in, we're doing sleepers, we're doing this and that. This is like push comes to shove.
Yeah.
I've been telling our guys in the Discord that I keep asking like guillotine and vampire questions. I was like, if you really want to know what to do in those lineups, tune into the Friday show.
Yeah.
And we'll when we're forced to tell you how we really feel
That's a good point.
about like the chalk. Okay, let's do a couple. We need 2 wide receivers. JSN 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, I kind of hate all these wide receivers.
I say I think Puka, JSN and Puka.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We say it like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess we'll start JSN
Guess
and
we'll go
Puka,
with
right?
Puka.
I mean, whatever. I guess. Okay, good. Now it's all flexes. We can do anyone we want. We have JSN, Puka, top names available, guys like Chase, Bijan.
I will say Henry and Jacobs, just home faves, teams that we like. We know they have multi-touchdown upside.
Dude, you wanted Jacobs. You want Jacobs in there so bad. I can tell.
Do, bro.
We're getting him in. He's the lock.
He's got that Q tag. He's always had the Q tag all year, but I feel like that's going to scare people.
That's going to keep people off him, dude. But you can't keep him out of the end zone. So let's get him in. It is full PPR, which isn't always for Henry. But it's Henry. And
December.
Dude, I mean, you can kind of use whoever you want here. I know there were some plays where you're like, oh, be sneaky. I mean, I think we're already beyond like the full on chalk, and where if you want to use anybody on here, we can do it.
Okay.
Like Olave. You said 13 targets earlier.
Let's go Olave. Sounds good. I'm not as afraid of the Bucks.
No, definitely not. It's a good setup.
And then maybe Bucky. Olave and Bucky.
Olave and Bucky, and hope that game shoots out. Could be possible.
Yeah, I thought Bucky looked good last week, man. That was 18 touches and an alleged ramp up.
Yeah, he's awesome. It reminds you that these guys are very good.
Like, who would we be leaving off that? Bijan is Bijan, but maybe we're giving too much credit.
Here, I'll just go and sort by projected, and we'll just go through and see who we're leaving out. Taylor is out, but because we're using that one. Bijan. So the top names here would be Bijan. I don't feel like we need Breece Hall or Chase Brown, so that's not giving me FOMOs. This is the FOMO segment where we go through and we go, oh, we're not starting. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Mark Chase. Is that a problem?
Chase would be the one. Maybe we're overthinking that a little bit.
This is what we do every week. Now we go and look at the lineup and we say, oh, there's Chris Olave. Do we start Jamar Chase or do we start Chris Olave, right? Do we start Trey McBride in tight end premium or do we start Chris Olave?
I think we got to start McBride and TEP. Sorry, Olave. Hey, to your point, I think we've already gotten off the scent a little bit, so no need to get too cute.
We're not using Jonathan Taylor. We probably already lost. We might as well just have
We're here for the vibes already.
We might as well just have fun. Let's get Olave back in there. No, it's like this team, like you look at it, this team could easily destroy. And if a bunch of people are using Taylor, that puts us ahead of a huge chunk of the field. Okay, let's lock this up with a kicker and a defense. Defense, we could just use the Browns against the Titans.
I think that makes the most sense.
Too much sense. Either them or Denver against the Raiders.
Denver's at least on the road, but still, it is them. Scroll down just a little bit. Who else do we got? Anyone?
Titans, Chiefs against the Texans. No, I don't want to go down this far.
Nah, I agree.
I think this is just a move. Myles Garrett is just a wrecking ball.
Yeah,
I think their number one goal is to get him that record now.
Cam Wardle's randomly dropped the ball too. So yeah.
Against the Patriots, he literally did randomly drop the ball for a touchdown.
I think he did it back-to-back weeks. I like what I've seen from Cam in flashes, but yeah, he's taking a shit ton.
Of course, yeah. I mean, like every once in a while, he does something cool. Kicker, we got Will. This is why we don't put kicker in the sheet because we end up crossing everybody out. We got Lutz, Loop, Dicker, Butker. It's all these weird names.
I kind of like Lutz. Just Broncos kind of fit that good, not great offense. They're gonna be playing in Vegas, so we don't have to worry about weather. Lutz has a pretty big leg as it is.
Yeah. I just did this.
Guy's contract extension, feeling good about himself. What are you saying?
I was saying there's a big fat kicker in the league named Harry Mevis, and not enough people are talking about that.
I was about to say, who is it? I was like, is that Marvin Harris? Or who is this?
Harry Mevis, dude. And you've seen him. He's a big boy. Or have you not seen him?
I don't think I have. There's some big ones out there. Penn State has a big kicker too.
Google Harrison Mevis, man. There's a large kicker. They're calling him the thicker kicker.
Okay.
Harry Mevis, dude.
245. God damn.
That's a big dog. That's some launching
What's
power.
This dude kicking for? Put his hand in the dirt. What we got here?
I would love to have him, but we already started. We'd have to start him over Puka Nacua. I don't think we're gonna do that. All right.
Can you imagine losing because we bench Puka for a joke to get this?
Dude, imagine Harry Mevis drops 30 bomb this week, and that's what for us. I've started Mevis a couple weeks though. I mean, he's a kicker for the Rams. That's all I really care about. Good conditions here in Arizona. Maybe the best kicking conditions in the league. Grass inside.
It's gonna be Puka.
All right, here's the lineup. So yeah, this is what you can do at my FFPC. This is why I like playing over there because this is a legal lineup. We have not cheated. Jalen Hurts, James Cook, Devon Achane, Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Josh Jacobs, Bucky Irving, Jamar Chase, Trey McBride, and this is tight end premium. Trey McBride and Tyler Warren. Then we got Will Lutz and the Browns defense. So, folks, if you want to play this game, play against us, swap out Puka Nacua for Harrison Mevis, whatever you want to do, get this QR code squared away. Right there, you can use the code or just go to MyFFPC, use promo code ALARM. They'll give you $25 when you deposit $35 or more. It's that awesome. I mean, it is the most awesome place to play, and you can play the playoff challenge with us. So pretty cool stuff. I'll let you know what we win, Ian, and you can tinker through the lineup. So if we want to make like a late, I'll move all our later. We don't have nobody playing. We have Jalen Hurts. Good. So yeah, if you want to tinker with the lineups, you can tinker with all on the way. This is our fake lineup. I talked to Ian before the show, and after what happened last week with Bob, this is our fake lineup. So we're gonna put our real one in after. So
it's been 60 minutes of bullshit and everyone.
Yeah. This is to throw you all off the set, just to spite the one person that used our lineup last week and beat us. But anyway, Ian, thank you so much for coming on, man. You absolutely will, dude. Tell everybody where they can find you, what you got going on, man.
Appreciate the kind words, man. You are the man, though, Q. Appreciate you having me on. But yeah, guys, Fantasy Life, the Fantasy Life show. We're talking ball. Myself, Dwayne McFarland, Matthew Freeman, whole Fantasy Life crew 5 times a week. Also got, some articles over on Fantasy Life if you're still into reading in the year 2025. Otherwise, just, kind of being a dickhead on Twitter, trying to share some fun stuff along the way. But yeah, man, week 14. Best of luck to everyone in the fantasy playoffs.
Yeah, that rules. You guys got a really good crew over there, man. Thank you, everybody out here, for hanging out. We will be back on the YouTube channel 11 to noon on Sunday, and we'll answer every start sit. So the start sit questions you got there, sorry we didn't get to them today, but throw them in the Discord or hit us up on Sunday. We're going to hit every single one, not a single one missed. That is a promise. Okay, folks? So we'll see you then. Until then, I only got one last thing to tell you guys.
Adios, turd nuggets.